The Honorable Penelope Beckles, Minister of Housing and Urban Development. The Honorable Adrian Leons, Minister in the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. His Worship the Mayor, Alderman Junior Regrello. The Honorable Brian Manning, Minister in the Ministry of Finance and Member of Parliament for San Fernando East. Ms. Claire Davidson Williams, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. Mr. Noel Garcia, Chairman of the Housing Development Corporation. Ms. Giselle McFarlane, Managing Director of the Housing Development Corporation. Mr. Nigel Coutier, Council of Monrepo and Navet. Specially invited guests, members of the media, members of the national public viewing and listening live on TTT, I-95, WAC 90.1, Sangeet 106.1, and HGC's social media platforms. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. And welcome to the launch of yet another service delivery initiative from the Housing Development Corporation, better known as HDC. I'm your host, Marcia Caballero, and today I am honored to have the opportunity to be part of this launch of HDC's enhanced service delivery located right here at HDC's South Regional Office. Effective today, Monday the 26th of July, HDC clients residing in Central and South Trinidad do not need to visit the head office in Port of Spain to access certain services. As of today, HDC clients can visit the HDC San Fernando Regional Office on specific days to access services such as social and community services, rental administration, recoveries and sales, just to name a few. So I surely don't want to give away all of the wonderful details of the services available. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome the Managing Director of HDC, Ms. Giselle McFarlane, to bring opening remarks.
Thank you and good morning. The Honorable Penelope Beckles, Minister of Housing and Urban Development, the Honorable Adrian Leons, Minister in the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, the Honorable Brian Manning, MP for San Fernando East, His Worship, Mayor Alderman Junior Regrello, Ms. Claire Davidson Williams, Permanent Secretary, Mr. Noel Garcia, Chairman of HDC and UDICOT, Mr. Nigel Coutier, Councillor, specially invited guests, those of you who are following us on I-95.5 FM, Sangeet 106 FM, WAC 90.1 FM, HDC Facebook and YouTube platforms, my HDC community and family, welcome and pleasant good morning again. Ladies and gentlemen, the Trinidad and Tobago Housing Development Corporation is on a quest to improve the relationship with its clients and the way we offer our services. Over the last year, the HDC has been introducing new measures which are intended to improve your ease of doing business with us. We started by reviewing and improving communications, focus on our supply chain management, and finally, expansions in our payment process. So let's have a look at the payment process. In December 2020, the HDC extended the hours of operation of its payment centers. In addition to extending the cashier's opening hours until 5 p.m. during the week, clients are now able to make payments at the Port of Spain and San Fernando offices on Saturdays and the last Sunday of every month from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. It is our hope that by extending the operating hours during the week and introducing weekend opening hours, there will be a notable increase in business as our flexibility addresses your personal circumstances. For those who are still unable to physically visit our offices, we have created other channels and partnerships. The HDC has partnered with SurePay to facilitate payments at their payment outlets located at Massey stores and other key spots across the country. There's also the option of doing bank transfers and check deposits via a secure drop box. There is Bank PAE option similar to what pertains for other payments, for example, WASA and TNTech. We are also forging new relationships with NLCB and others to expand our payment options and coming soon directly via our website. With all these options for payment and our efforts to improve the ease of doing business, our clients can comfortably do the right thing and adhere to the terms of their agreement. Also addresses our client communications. So the key to efficiency is effective communication. People being unable to connect to the HDC via telephone should be a thing of the past. I am excited that in February 2021, work began on the establishment of an enhanced customer care center staffed with knowledgeable customer service representatives to address your concerns and queries in a timely and more efficient manner. A software called Manage Engine is being incorporated into our operations to facilitate shorter turnaround times for queries. In December 2020, the HDC partnered with Digicell's Trend Media to facilitate faster and more seamless communication. Through SMS, mobile text messages, HDC clients can now receive information on matters such as appointments, housing allocation, account balances, arrears, payment options, and community notices. This new approach enhances the timeliness and responsiveness of the communication between HDC and you, our clients. More importantly, improving overall customer service relationships. While some technological glitches are still being ironed out, the center is operational from Monday to Friday, 8 to 4 p.m. And after 4, during the week and on weekends, the center can still receive emergency calls and attend to critical matters. In the upcoming months, we intend to further improve our client services by launching a digital application that will allow our customers to track payments, view account balances, initiate work orders from home, and access other account services. So last but not least, our e-tender. So our e-tender platform is available, creating a centralized repository for all tenders and contracts. This new system will allow contractors, service providers, and companies supplying goods and services to register to conduct business with us. It will also standardize tender and procurement documents to increase efficiency and reduce turnaround time for all procurement-related matters. Our contractors and service providers will be especially pleased with this initiative. So, ladies and gentlemen, the HGC has been hearing your concerns and have addressed them. While all concerns are valid, the issues related to client relations seems most critical because they can hinder the overall operations. We believe that once we address these issues, you can, our clients, be happier fulfilling your obligations in a more seamless manner. Today's introduction of our client-centered services at our San Fernando Regional Office affirms our commitment to improving the way we do business. Very soon, many of these transactions will be digital, eliminating the need to visit our offices. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic and our modernization trust, this is the way that we are going as an organization. I therefore am happy with this decentralization approach, and I thank the Minister for her insistence on this initiative. I also do hope that the residents of Central and South Trinidad who will benefit from these changes will be happy and will take full advantage of them. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, MD McFarlane. And I just want to, just say thank you so much for sharing on the number of relevant services that will surely impact client service delivery and reaffirm AGC's commitment to its clients and to the nation. And now, to bring greetings on behalf of the beautiful city of San Fernando, please let us welcome His Worship, Mayor Alderman Junior Regrello.
Permit me to recognize the Honorable Penelope Beckles, Minister of Housing and Urban Development, the Honorable Adrian Lyons, Minister in the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, myself, the Honorable Brian Manning in the Ministry of Finance and Member of Parliament for San Fernando East in his absence, your Chairman, Mr. Noel Garcia, your Managing Director, Mr. Giselle McFarlane, Councillor Nigel Coutier, our very, very distinguished San Fernandian and former Minister of Culture, Ms. Joniel Williams, and there's another lady here, Ms. Ali Licha, who's representing our Member of Parliament for San Fernando West, who is unable to be here with us this morning as he's being pressed with matters of state. Members of the media and those of us listening on radio elsewhere. Before I extend commendation and congratulations to the Minister and her team for bringing this initiative to San Fernando, there's several things that have been affecting San Fernando over the years. And as the Mayor, there isn't a day when I'm approached and asked about decentralization and how do we bring things to San Fernando as opposed to going to Port of Spain to get things done. And that dichotomy started a long, long time ago, way back to probably the days of Governor Chacon, who in 1792 declared San Fernando a town. But what he did, he declared San Fernando a town and literally turned his back on San Fernando, went back to St. Joseph and Port of Spain. Several governors came after and continued to unleash the same kind of neglect on the city of San Fernando. It's not until Lord Harris came in 1846 and recognized the value of San Fernando because the indentured laborers came in 1845 and started to boost the economy. And Lord Harris, being a visionary, realized that the country and the treasury was in trouble and we need to get back on track. And he made some tangible investment in San Fernando by putting the first train line in San Fernando to move the sugarcane from the factories onto the port. In those days, the most amount of ships and cargo that left Trinidad came from the San Fernando jetty. Strangely enough, investment was not made in San Fernando over the years, and it's against that background we have to recognize and appreciate the effort being made to us today. For instance, several times you will have to go to Port of Spain to get a simple document signed. So I'm very excited and elated about this, and I want to congratulate the Minister and her team for closing that gap and bringing San Fernando nearer to getting things done. I'm sure the Minister going to a very eloquent way, as she usually do, explain in a very detailed way the benefit of this morning exercise. Minister, I'm the happiest man alive today because San Fernando is getting it done. I'll be closing the gap. I want to congratulate the Prime Minister as well, because when I spoke about neglect, it's not until probably I spoke about the atrocities that was done to us. The wholesale riots happened 2 minutes away when our Eastern brothers were slaughtered by the same people, some governors who neglected San Fernando, right to the corner of Dunmoripo. And it continued. We had the Cambodia riots in 1884 on Coffee Street when the steedman was stopped and slaughtered. In 2018, it reoccurred when a certain steamer leader was stopped by the police for playing part on Coffee Street. So these things continued over a while. These things must stop. So I want to congratulate the government. And the only time San Fernando saw success was on the Patrick Manning administration when we got SAPA and what is now the teaching hospital was an office complex in the car park, and we saw the development started coming back. And that's why I want to congratulate the government under the leadership of Prime Minister Peter Rowley, where we have the waterfront development and Skinner Park. And I just spoke to Mr. Noel Garcia a while ago. Our Skinner Park is coming on stream. And sooner than later, Skinner Park will be ready. So I want to thank the government, thank everybody. We are getting things done and making it happen. Thank you, Minister.
Yeah. Well, I don't know we can top that excitement, Mayor. Thank you so much. And so our next speaker, I am sure, is as excited as Mayor Regrello. And I'm certain as happy for his residents in his constituency who will now be able to benefit from these key services that are so close to home. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage the Minister in the Ministry of Finance and Member of Parliament for San Fernando East, the Honorable Brian Manning.
Good morning, everyone. It's a hard act to follow. Yes, thank you for having me today. I'm extremely proud of this decentralization effort. Of course, housing is a dire need across the country, but especially in San Fernando East. very residential constituency, so I'm extremely grateful. Thank you, Minister of Housing. The provision of good quality and low-cost housing for our low-income citizens has long been a fundamental pillar in our public housing policy agenda and our agenda for San Fernando East. Since its creation, the Housing Development Corporation has delivered over 50,000 housing units, yet the number of applicants has remained substantial, over 175,000 in the lower to middle income segments of the market. The HDC, with its current structure and financing, is rolling out approximately 3,000 units per annum. We are expanding this output to the private sector, in the particular small and medium-sized contractors, which have been accorded crucial roles in the rollout of public housing. The sound and supporting infrastructure base is a critical pillar for anchoring substantial growth and development. Over the next 10 years, the government of Trinidad and Tobago has promised to deliver 25,000 new homes. I'm sure the CEO at HTC is excited about that. 25,000 new homes on state lands through our accelerated construction program. This decentralization effort is designed to better deliver on those lofty promises. In fiscal 2020, funding in the amount of $431.7 million was invested into improving the housing stock and living conditions in Trinidad and Tobago, in spite of a deadly pandemic ravaging our planet. Though the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development and the THA, $14 million were expended on various projects and programs through its agencies. A large investment was placed into the construction of homes for the lower and middle class citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Utilizing a total of $336 million, the Housing Development Corporation constructed over 200 new homes, 200 new housing units, and developed the infrastructure at 60 new and expanded communities. Some of them right here in San Fernando East. Thank you. This caring government and the MP for San Fernando East have heard your cries for respectable housing and are working with the Minister of Housing and the HDC to deliver. The Land Settlement Agency has utilized $44.3 million to implement their suite of projects, including the Housing and Village Improvement Program, which continue to address the housing needs of the neediest in society and contribute towards the preservation of the country's existing housing stock, while reducing the demand for government-subsidized housing. In fiscal 2020, over 800 members of the respective communities and environs were employed in the reconstruction of 77 housing units and major repairs to 57 homes in various communities as follows: Marabella, Sangre Grande, St. Joseph, Moruga, Point Fortin, Mbakade, and Labre. I'm also extremely pleased to announce today that in the next 2 weeks, over 30 homes on the Superior train line in San Fernando East will be refurbished and repaired by the Land Settlement Agency. Squatter regularization projects were expanded a total of $12.9 million as the LSA continues the two-pronged process, which involves both the provision of security of tenure to eligible squatters and tenants, as well as the physical infrastructure upgrade of designated areas and land settlement areas. Many villages in Trinidad benefited from this investment as infrastructure work, such as survey, earthworks, drainage, roadworks, water reticulation, and retention ponds were done to improve the standard of living in various communities. The government-aided self-help program continued in fiscal 2020 as the LSA attempted to fully develop lots of subsidized prices, 30% of market value, to make available to citizens. Work continued at Alambi Street to Ruba as the agency attempts to complete 89 lots for distribution. The regularization and regeneration of communities, also done by the LSA, is a project geared towards the improvement of living conditions in the greater Port of Spain region. These include earthworks, drainage construction, roadworks, construction of footpaths, and staircase construction, as required in areas of Belmont, La Ceiba, Diego Martin, Maracas Village, and also areas in South Trinidad. I would like to conclude by thanking the Minister of Housing for her diligence and forward thinking in diversifying and decentralizing the operations of the HDC, and for working with the constituency of San Fernando East in our aligned goal of providing quality housing to improve the lives and standard of living for our people. Thank you, Minister Beckles. Let us continue to work together. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Minister Manning, for sharing all those wonderful initiatives that will surely bring benefit to not only the people of San Fernando East, but to the wider San Fernando jurisdiction. One of the new services being offered here at the HDC San Fernando Regional Office is a social and community service desk. At this desk, clients can discuss breaches, community concerns, make reports, and address case management issues. To summarize the many client services available, let's welcome the Social and Community Service Officer, Shimmer Wilson, to tell us more.
Hey, is my girl Pam calling? Morning, Pam. How you doing? Yes, no, I still at home here, waiting on Trisha to pick me up. Where you at? Oh, heading to Port of Spain, nice. By who? HDC? So, girl, you didn't know that the HDC now offering some of the same services here at their South office? No need to travel all the way to Port of Spain? How you mean how I know that? Pam, you know me, I always on top of my social media game. So I was on IG and I saw some of the services available at their South office. Where? McGilvery Street in San Fernando. Yes, McGilvery Street, just opposite the OWTU building. You can't miss them. Well, girl, it looks so. Improvement on all sides. Hold on. I know you want me to run down some of these services for you. So there's the Social and Community Services Department. Yes, at that department, they conduct emergency housing interviews. They also take complaints from their tenants. And, well, girl, talking about complaints. You know, I'm supposed to go by them and complain to my neighbor. They might talk so hard. Yes, the same one I tell you, always start loud music. Yes, girl, how you mean? So, Pam, why you going to complain on your neighbor too? How you mean the one you tell me always parking in front of your driveway and causing you a set of stress? Girl, you have nothing to worry about. They're real friendly and nice at that department. And I think there's the allocations department where persons can go in and update information on your application. And you know, they are the ones who was called to give you your house. Well, girl, that was my most favorite department. Up until I get my call for my house. Girl, I showed them to get fed up on me. I think there's sales too, where you can go in and find out about closing off your mortgage. And your final payment on your home. I think there's even someone there from the legal department who will help you clarify any legal issues that you may have, you know, in acquiring a deed and all of that. Pam, I think that the agency really taking better care of their customers. Yes, girl. They're bringing services closer to us, the people. By the way, before I go, Miss Hotfoot, just remember, you have no excuse now to go to Port of Spain to see about the agency business, eh? No, girl, but on a serious note, we really need to value the services that the agency is offering us. So I go on, and don't forget, COVID-19, wash your hand, wear your mask, and keep your distance. Later, I think Trisha calling. Bye.
Well, I don't know. I think Sherma says is really should be the tagline. Sherma says it all, right? So clearly, HCC taking good care of its customers, bringing services closer to home, closer to you. Over the year, HCC has been implementing, as Sherma says, a number of services and improving its business processes under the leadership of Minister Beckles, who has aggressively pushed for the implementation of these services right here in San Fernando. I now invite the Honorable Penelope Beckles, Minister of Housing and Urban Development, to give the feature address.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairman. Let me, of course, specially acknowledge His Worship Junior Regrello, Mayor of the City of San Fernando. Thank you again for your warm welcome, and thank you for taking the opportunity to share with us some of the history of San Fernando. I want to especially acknowledge your leadership, your commitment, and to the development of San Fernando, and always being forthright in expressing the concerns on behalf of the people of the city of San Fernando. My parliamentary colleagues, the Honorable Brian Manning, Member of Parliament for San Fernando East and Minister in the Ministry of Finance, and the Honorable Adrian Leons, Minister in the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development and Member of Parliament for Laventille East Mover. Ms. Claire Davidson Williams, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. And I always like to say we are fortunate to have Tobago in the house. Yes. Councillor Nigel Kute, the Chairman of the HDC, Mr. Noel Garcia, of course, Ms. Giselle McFarling, Managing Director of the HDC. And let me also acknowledge Mrs. Joan Yule Williams, former Minister of Culture and Community Development. And of course, as the Mayor of San Fernando said, when you see Mrs. Joan Yule Williams, you see San Fernando. Yes? And of course, let me especially acknowledge the manager of this branch, as well as all the members of staff listening. Unfortunately, this is COVID-19, and under different circumstances, we would not have such a small gathering. And the staff will play an extremely integral role, but we want to, on behalf of the chairman, the manager, myself, PS, and minister, we want to say special good morning to the manager and staff of the San Fernando branch. I also want to acknowledge, of course, the people of San Fernando, Central and environs, and I want to say I'm extremely happy to be here. And to all of you listening on the media platform, and to thank all the media that are here with us this morning. Now, as many of you would know, that I left San Fernando some 40 years ago. Don't try to figure out my age. All right. And therefore, it's extremely special for me to be here in San Fernando. San Fernandians have developed a brand of being hardworking, creative, and resilient. Yes, ma'am? Yeah. And I wanted to say, on assuming my portfolio as Minister of Housing and Urban Development, and I recognize that San Fernandians and persons from Central are required to go to Port of Spain to pay their mortgages, rentals, and to do other related matters. I immediately raised that with the chairman, and I want to thank him specifically today for immediately agreeing, because I knew this is something that we needed to fix. I mean, think about it. When you think of where HTC has all their houses, whether it's Princestown, Mayaro, Moruga, Debe, Pinal, and of course, all the different houses in Central and in Couva, the thousands and thousands of houses and clients that we have. It's not always an easy trek to go to Port of Spain. And yes, you know, when people go to Port of Spain, they do a lot of other things. But think of having to leave Mayaro and the traffic and go to Port of Spain. Think of having to leave Point Fortin and the traffic and go to Port of Spain. And think of the time wasted, man hours, productivity, so that when the Mr. Noel Garcia and his board, and of course the new manager, took this decision, it's really about what I call equal access and ensuring that the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, is implemented, because Vision 2030 really talks about the improvement of the quality of life of the entire Trinidad and Tobago. And therefore, this program today tells us that San Fernando and Central will not be left behind by the HTC. Now, I want to say up front that the manager, our new manager, mentioned all the services that are now available and other services that will be coming your way. But you know what? $130 million is still being owed to the HTC. Think about what we would be able to do for you if you paid that money, if you paid up your rent and if you paid your mortgage. The manager indicated that we are all about improving the customer service. We are all about doing a lot better and delivering for you. But in order to do that, we need for you, our clients, to pay your mortgages and to pay your rent. Now, we understand that there has been COVID and there has been challenges, but that $120 million is not a figure that came about recently during the COVID. The chairman would tell you that there are persons who have not paid their rent, and some of them are only paying $100 a month, $120, Mayor, right here in the city of San Fernando, and have not paid for as much as 10 years. And we are going to do something about it, because the truth is that as we bring these services to San Fernando and as we offer all, could you imagine that you have the option of paying on a Sunday, on a Saturday? And a lot of it, of course, had to do with the fact that people are coming all the way from different parts of Trinidad and Tobago to pay. Now you can, some of you, I mean, we have apartments that are less than 5 minutes away. You know, as a matter of fact, a lot of the apartments in the city of San Fernando are relatively close. And we would want, even here with this building, once we have provided these services, we want to be able to do better in terms of offering you the best possible service, but it's going to cost us. So if you want us to deliver the service that you expect, we are asking that you do your part and please pay up your rent and your mortgages. Now, so whether or not, so like the mayor, I am very excited today about what we are doing. I'm really excited about some of the work that is in progress and also of the work that has already been done, not just here, but all across the Southland and Central. Now, my colleague, the Honorable Brian Manning, spoke about the demand for housing. And again, if we are to do that, we can't just, and yes, we're talking about private sector and partnership, but the important thing is that if you want us to continue deliver in the way in which you expect, you have to do your part. So from Buenitento to Golconda, from Cypress Hills to Fairfield, from Harmony Hall to Pleasantville to Lakeview in Point Fortin, from Current to Wellington Gardens in Debe, we are talking about 8,260 units, 6,349 under the New Way program, 1,065 under the infill program, 813 under the traditional rental program, and 33 units under our small and medium contractors initiative, all under this administration, giving small and medium contractors a welcome boost. And we are only just getting started. I know that the chairman is not on the program to speak today, but I also want to take the opportunity to congratulate him for the work that he continues to do. Because Mayor and Honorable MP for San Fernando East, I am sure that you all have looked at the transformation that is taking place. You look at the Carlton Lane project, and in a couple years, what is going to happen in the area north of Sapa, and how we are going to revolutionize the movement of the bus terminus. And in the next few years, you will not be able to recognize that part of San Fernando. And that, of course, is because of the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister, Keith Rowley, as well as the implementation works of UDCOT together with the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. And therefore, we ask you to continue to support us to ensure that all of those projects come alive, which will benefit and transform the city of San Fernando. Now, we are continuing to invest in South Trinidad with this launch today. We have made ourselves less dependent on Port of Spain, HDC office, but it is not just about the savings on transport or about reducing exposure to COVID-19. It is about better use of time for people living in a world in which time is increasingly scarce. It is about having more time to do the things that matter most, spend more time with your family, pursue your personal goals and interests. It's about having a higher standard of living right here in South. From this new office, as has been indicated, we deliver such services as customer allocations, mortgage and rental, social and community sales. And there's really no economic measure for peace of mind, knowing that practically everything we need to do at the HEC, we can do right here at this sub-office, at the HEC's decentralized services right here in Monrepo, San Fernando. Now, Mayor, Honorable MP, I am sure that you all get letters every day. I certainly get letters every day from San Fernando, whether it's on social issues, whether it's on rental issues, whether it's on mortgage. And I raise those issues from time to time with the chairman, and I'm sure that the manager can confirm, since she has assumed her role, the amount of letters we receive from time to time. This office is going to make it a lot easier for those issues to be addressed because, as I said, they no longer have to come all the way to Port of Spain. So now and as the manager said, we can't accede to everyone's requests, but I wanted to come here personally today to let you know that we are listening, we are with you. No matter what the circumstances, I believe that we can always come together as partners and plan a way forward based on trust and mutual respect. As a government, we are improving the quality of life in the Southland and Central, helping small and medium contractors in South, building homes in South and Central, moving forward and securing our future. South and Central Trinidad, today I say to you, your government will continue to partner with local communities and businesses to jumpstart economic development and job creation. We will continue to expand educational opportunities. We will continue to improve public safety, and we will continue to expand the availability of housing. Many of you who are listening from San Fernando, we know, of course, those houses, Jamada Street. I would tell you that my father was born not too far from here, and he actually had to move for the start of the construction of those plannings in Monrepo. So I'm very familiar with what is taking place here today, and I understand that the HEC has been committed to improving the lives of a lot of persons who were originally in structures built more than 50 years ago. But it's costly. We understand, and the government has been committed so to do. So I want to close, of course, by again acknowledging the work of the management and staff of this South office. And we know that we are asking you all to do additional things, okay? But think about how happy our customers will be now that they don't have to come to Port of Spain. And the board and the managers are here, and they also know that we have to do additional things as well to bring this building and to bring the services and the expectations of the staff in order for you to deliver. I want to thank our recently appointed manager, Ms. Giselle McFarlane, not just for coming on board, but for bringing as well some new initiatives and some ideas that will implement the government's policy on digitalization. Finally, I want to thank my colleagues, the MP for San Fernando East, the Honorable Brian Manning, and I know that I spoke this morning with the Honorable Attorney General, Faris Alwari, who, we have been talking about this for a couple of days, and unfortunately this morning he had an emergency, and I know his job sometimes requires that. I know he would have loved to be here. He has a representative here, and I want to thank him kindly for his continued support. So finally, San Fernandians and persons from Central, please utilize the services that are now provided for you. And Mayor, I know you are extremely happy. Minister Manning, I know you're extremely happy. I am extremely happy because as a minister, you know there is no better pride and joy when you make a request, even though it may be difficult, that you get 100% support from the board and management. And that is why we are able to deliver this today. Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Thank you so much, Minister Beckles. Access, increased productivity, increased service delivery. So as Minister said, don't delay. Come on down to the San Fernando Regional Office and access enhanced services for you. We're coming to the close of today's launch, which is part of HEC's planned customer service delivery for the people of Trinidad and Tobago and, of course, for San Fernandians. So you can surely look forward to more good news coming from HDC very soon. Thank you for joining us today and being part of another HDC initiative to deliver improved client access to all of HDC services. And I want to remind you as you go about your day to not only stay safe and stay well, but to remember the 3 W's. Wear masks, wash your hands, and watch your distance. May God bless you. Thank you.